Vin.
I'm sorry.
If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
They do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go on the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy our merch. Buy our merch.
Buy our merch, indeed.
Here we are again.
Here we are, you bums.
Song number 3 for Metlcat.
For Metlcat.
So far, it's been a banging night. You've missed out if you're watching this not live.
Yeah, some death metal, some black metal. Really, I just
offer
heard
to take Vin and I dancing.
I heard some prog, black Viking black metal about 20 minutes ago. So this is Wayfarer Animal Crown. This is again brought to you by the big homie Metlcat. You see the little thingy right down there.
And a little baby kitty over here.
If you, dear listener,
I wonder if I can pet it.
Would like a DJ stream, reach out to Soraya and she'll tell you how to do that.
Yep.
Okay, now the time has arrived for us to listen to this band Wayfarer, and it's something about an animal crown. I'm going to assume it's a song about a lion because it's an animal with a crown because it's the king of the jungle.
Matt, keep us posted.
That's my assumption. We continue. World's Blood is the name of the whole album.
Some big sounds.
Wow. tremolo. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
That was a surprising ending.
Yes, it was.
All right. Is this song talking about what I thought it was talking about?
Well, it depends on what you thought he was talking about.
Really?
We'll just put the lyrics there for you guys to see them. We don't have to keep going back and forth.
What I was getting from it is the skin cloaked savage. So it's like some person wearing the animal skin from an animal.
Okay.
And a corpse adorned animal crown. So he's wearing, but I thought they were calling him a corpse because he's wearing this King of the Badlands, flint and powder, tooth and claw, beast on beast's back, and death the law. So he's wearing a beast on his back, but he himself is a beast for cutting up the animal and putting its animal skin on him. But he's going to, then it says the pack's encircling its sister flesh. So, like, the animals come around because they're, one from their pack is on this guy's back. So they circle around. Animal crown drifts from corpse to corpse. Leaders and lords, tribes and packs. The soil swallows crown and cripples the same. So it seemed like this animal skin was something to be prized and it made them feel like the most. But then that person would get killed and then the corpse would get passed. And so everybody that was wearing it was essentially a corpse because they were going to be the next kind of target.
Yeah, I interpreted this as this was. I actually thought that this is some of the most brilliant lyric writing I've seen all year.
What?
All year.
Why?
Because what he's talking about in my mind is the passage of kingdoms.
Yeah.
But looked at through the most stripped down.
Oh, honey, we're going to eat later. Just put plastic over it and put it in our room. I just want a Red Bull. Thank you. That looks amazing.
It's in the most stripped down, non-poetic way. So, for example, the skin-cloaked savage. I think what he's saying is, look, it doesn't matter how sophisticated you are as a human being. At the end of the day, you're just an animal, and you're a savage. Mm-hmm. So, for example, you take a guy like Barack Obama. Extremely smooth, fit, good-looking, very slick talker, and that motherfucker has murdered thousands of people. He's like the drone.
Oh, yeah.
He's like the drone king in chief, right? Mm-hmm. Completely merciless to these poor people over there in Afghanistan. He bombed the shit out of these people. Then he went and killed Anwar al-Awlaki.
Just bring it in.
A United States citizen without any trial or anything, extradition or anything like that. Then 2 weeks later, he killed Abdul Rahman, his 16-year-old son. Blew him to smithereens. So it's like, here he is, like this very civilized, sophisticated person, and he's bombing the shit out of all these people.
I know.
He's an absolute brute and an animal. He's probably got more bodies.
That's the thing, because there's so much more that can be done. So you send a bomb, and that's so much.
Yeah, he's probably got more bodies than Nero.
Isn't that crazy?
So that's what I'm saying. It's like, so this is a very sort of crass way of saying, oh, you're the king of the world. So, for example, when he talks about a corpse adorned, that's talking about, like, you know, the gear that a king wears and all the pageantry and all the rest of it. And it's like, oh, you've got this purple robe, you're the king. When in reality, it's you're an animal wearing animal skins and you're going to die. So your fancy little robe is just you being an animal wearing animal skin clothes. So when it says beasts on beasts back in Death the Law, that's you're riding on a horse. You're some great king, and there you are riding on the horse death dealing, which of course, you know,
I mean, it's animal skin.
Look.
Yeah.
There's a man on a horse.
Yeah, I know.
You know, he's saying is you're both beasts. Both of you guys are beasts. So the pack's encircling its sister flesh. So, like, human beings jumping on animals to kill, encircle other human beings like you're a pack of animals. And then what happens? Then the animal crown drifts from corpse to corpse. So, you know, the Babylonians had it, then the Medo-Persians had it, then the Greeks had it, then the Romans had it. Like, it just keeps passing on. But you're all just animals riding on animals to kill other animals. Like, none of this shit is what you think it is. So when he talks about animal crown, it's like, why is this so important to you? Why is this crown so important to you? And whatever it symbolizes, when if you really strip everything down, you're an animal who rode an animal and is wearing an animal and is killing other animals, and you're passing on this crown as if it's something significant. Oh, wow. But you're just a corpse. You're just a walking corpse. You're going to die soon. Either another animal is going to consume you, or you're going to reach the end of your days. But it's that kind of way of looking at human history is mind-boggling to me.
Oh my gosh. And then the last line, the soil swallows crowned and crippled the same.
Correct.
It doesn't matter at the end of your days.
Right.
Wow.
So we've invested all this time and energy in becoming the king.
Yeah.
And who cares? It's me. It's sort of nihilistic, but at the same time, there's a lot of ways you could go with that. You could say, oh, well, we should stop fighting and just try to get along with each other and maximize our mutual pleasures as much as we possibly can.
Yeah.
If that's the case. But there always has to be, and it's really interesting in the corollary with Animal Farm, because in Animal Farm, the scariest moment to me in Animal Farm, and there are very few times I've felt genuine terror, whether it's reading a book or watching a show or watching a movie. But it's when Napoleon, sorry for the spoilers, guys, but it's when Napoleon comes out on two legs, dressed like a human. That was just terrifying to me. And the way that Orwell did the build up to reveal that, it was terrifying. But it was really interesting because it was also almost like foolish. Like, here you're a pig.
Yeah. And
here you are in this three-piece suit, trying to act like you're better than the other pigs.
Right.
My youth, Napoleon, you. This was your friend, okay, the chicken, and then this is the last remnants of you and your family, Napoleon. Now I think about it, it's pretty fucked up, but it's like, here you are, Napoleon, like making yourself above the other pigs. And that's
And like the pigs are the least of all the animals in a farm. You know what I mean?
yeah, they're the dirtiest, nastiest.
Right, yeah.
And it's not like we're getting. I think that's one of the things about Bernie Sanders. Like, although I blame him for a lot of the problems that are happening. Like, and honestly, anytime something bad happens on the left now, I blame Bernie Sanders. But it must be God's view of like like, no disrespect, but that must be God's view of Trump, right? Like, here you are, the piggiest, most vulgar, and okay, you got some paper, which we value as money, and so now you're walking around acting as if you're better than the other pigs, which is obviously how what I'm saying. Like, it's mind-boggling when you really think about it.
Yeah, I was thinking about, so like Hoffman's view of the world is that basically this world is a simulation, and that beyond it is the real. So probably like what? When you die, you go into the real? Is that when he thinks you enter the real? So I was thinking about
Hoffman?
Yeah.
He doesn't really
go into when you enter the real.
Yeah.
So it's an interesting thought to think about. And when you think about how, we were talking about this, that people will kill other people for oil or for something, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so what is oil if let's say his simulation theory was correct, what is oil in the real? Like, what does it actually amount to? And what is the value of a human being? And if you really saw those things, it would be shocking to see that anyone would kill any human being over,
Right.
I mean, like a whole entire, I don't know, big junk load of oil is not worth a smidge of a percentage of what one poor crippled person that can't accomplish much is worth.
Yeah.
So I was thinking about
Crippled person in a coma.
yeah, it's not even close. So I was thinking about how this life, a lot of times I think that people misunderstand what this life is about. And so we kind of like collect our little things all around us that make us feel comfortable or make us feel valuable. But those things are really, but it says in the Bible, like, don't store up your treasure where moth and whatever can steal
Rust,
it.
destroy, yeah.
Yeah. So like we just recently got these little tiny bugs in our car. They were like literally beetles that will eat your furniture in your car. I was like, I thought this was something that only happened like back in the 1700s. Like, do we need to get mothballs? You know what I mean? It's so weird. So anyway, we took a modern bomb in there and we took care of the problem. But it got me thinking about that verse that says, don't store up your treasures where somebody can steal it from you. There's so many different things that can happen. Our value and the things that we should be, like the things that we should be going toward is becoming the best version of ourselves possible. And 100%. So obviously as Christians, we're going to say the way for us to find the best version of ourselves is by going hand in step with God and his laws and the Bible and letting that lead in and direct us. But if you're not a Christian and you don't go there.
Shout out to Tina. Thank you very much.
Wow. Thank you. If you're not a Christian and you don't go there.
Shout out to David Nager, by the way. He's got 2 months, no alcohol.
Yes, Tony, good job.
Yeah. Okay, keep going.
So anyway, even if you're not a Christian and you're just trying to find the better version of yourself, then the pursuit of material things is not going to give you your best version of yourself. I think recognizing what truly is valuable, being people and finding, your own weaknesses and strengthening those and helping the people around you, like, I think that those are the most valuable things. If you store up your treasure so that way you can help other people.
So I'm not...
Go ahead.
What do you mean by we should not pursue material things?
I'm saying, like, you know how people will, let's just, throw out, what's his face? Is it Jeff Bezos, the one that just went to the moon? He just went up in space.
Yeah.
So obviously
supposedly.
So obviously he has a pursuit of material things, right? At the expense of other human beings. So I don't have a problem with him getting money and surrounding himself with whatever things he wants, but I don't think that he should underpay his employees and be basically a slave driver. Like, I think that, in your pursuits, you can't crush human beings, which are of much more value than the things that you're pursuing after. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and Sean wants you to know that Bezos went to space in a penis rocket.
Oh my God. Overshadow. You need to email me a picture of yourself. I have something fun to do with it.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So send that to me ASAP.
Yeah, I agree. I think I think the message of the song, the message of the song leaves a lot open.
Yeah.
But it does provide a glimpse into the folly of materialism and imperialism. This is a message America needs to hear, because, it's a message where we're a part of an empire that does this to people. We're imperialist. You know, we walk around like nobody can touch us, because the fact of the matter is nobody can touch us. But what are you doing with that power? Are you
exactly.
what are you do? Are you doing? You're taking that power and you're using it so that you can accumulate more material, so that you can then place yourself above everybody else that's in the pen or the sty.
Yep.
And then I just think that I can't get over that image of Napoleon with the clothes on and how absolutely ridiculous that looks, because of the meaning that he poured into it. That's the thing, is that there's an obvious metaphor here that this material does something to transform my ontology. So now I'm above you. And we know that it's ridiculous, because we are a higher order of being. So we're looking at these pigs and saying, you're the same nasty ass pig as the other,
exactly.
other ones. You're just a nasty ass pig with a shirt on, dressed like a higher being, and that actually makes you more stupid. So, like, I'm looking at that and I'm like, oh, okay, this is why God says that he laughs at people. Because you have all these badasses making all these threats to people and really walking around like they're better than people. And God's like, man, you just, you're a pig just like the rest of them, bro. You nasty as hell, bro, just like everybody else. Like,
I think the story of the Emperor's New Clothes too is
what gives you this status now? You know, oh, you've accumulated more material. You know, back in the day, like, your wealth was measured in how many goats and horses you had. So it's like beasts putting themselves over other beasts because they have more beasts than the other beasts do. It's just ridiculous. Anyway,
well, we're more than beasts, Vin. So.
Huh?
We are more than beasts.
I'm talking about the universe of this song. Although I will say there are many times in Scripture where God says that somebody is, you know, a worthless person or whatever. Like, that's there. And you know, Jude calls people brute beasts. And that's when you sell off being an image bearer of God and you try to transform that into, you know, living like an animal. You know, people who are, you know, that's the phrase, their God is their stomach. Like, people animals are only driven by instinct most of the time. They're not driven by a higher purpose. And so the higher purpose is, I'm an image bearer of God. We're supposed to exercise dominion, love God, love our neighbor, and dominate the world in a benevolent fashion. And when you trade that off to do other shit, then you get the mind of a beast. It's just a fact. And
I think
that provides explanatory power to why a lot of dudes can't control their sexual urges, because you have
women too.
You have traded off the honor of being an image bearer of God, which puts you above animals, but because you worship pleasure, then you're going to sacrifice the honor of being an image bearer of God, and then just say, hey, me and you, baby, ain't nothing but mammals, so let's do it like we do on the Discovery Channel. Okay, so now you can shrug off the honor of being an image bearer of God. Now you're just a brute beast. And, you know, how far do you want to take that, though? Because when you watch the Discovery Channel, you will see that the daddy lion doesn't really ask for the consent of the mommy lion. But for some reason, we've constructed societies where that's very, very important. So yes, lions have sex and humans have sex, but lions do not have sex the way humans have sex. It's because we're in a completely different being. And I say it all the time, like, look, I know that we're animals, but we're not just animals. And I have a hard time believing that people who laugh at that or mock that and say they don't believe that, while simultaneously do not live like animals
Right.
themselves.
Yeah.
Apply higher principles in subjugating their urges to what they know as a right moral compass. These are all dilemmas that only we have. Like, you don't really see the lion, moping under a tree being like, yo, I shouldn't have bodied that wildebeest like that.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have mated with that girl. Like, that doesn't happen.
Yeah.
So
I think that
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
the song has a lot of angles to it.
the big separator, I think, between humans and beasts is love. The capability of love, and even unconditional love, that human beings should have, toward each other and stuff. And I think that when you're looking at a beast, there's a lot of instinct. That takes place. Not that human beings can't go off instinct too, but I think that's really the dividing line, because if you have your heart full of love and you really do love the people around you, then you are going to make certain changes with whatever you're doing. Like, that's what's going to color your world. So, I do think it was an interesting song. I didn't realize how deep like you said, the lyrics were going to go. That was a little surprising to me because I didn't see that. It was a 9.2 for me.
9.9. The lyrics were very, very short. And the majority of the time when there's like really, really short lyrics, I'm like, this guy's lazy, blah, blah, blah. But this guy has said the most with the least amount of words for the entire year of 2021 for everything I've reviewed. And what they did lyrically with this song, I don't think has ever really been done in the 2,000 plus videos we've ever seen. I just appreciate the hell out of how much this dude said with how little. And that to me is the mark of ultimate genius. Ultimate genius. So, it's a 9.9.
And a 9.2 for me.
There you are, dear listener. The moral of the story is
Love each other.
you're
Do
just a pig-
everything.
you're
Make
just a
sure
pig-
that's your
you're
motivator.
just a pig in a suit, man.
Or you'll be a pig in a suit.
Just a pig in a suit. Like, don't take yourself too seriously. You heard? Vin out.
Sorry out.
Gone.